Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is Mark from Sound Matters. So for me, vinyl records are the ultimate physical format. They're tangible, it's beautiful, they sound fantastic, and it encourages active listening. But not everyone is happy. So today we're going to cover 5 typical reasons why some people actually really hate vinyl records. They really don't like them. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to link you to another video as to why I think, personally, they're missing out. The number one reason we start with today is it's expensive. New vinyl record purchases these days can cost anywhere between $30 to $50, sometimes more, often the equivalent in pounds. Where I live, it can get incredibly expensive, and if you want a good turntable setup, a good hi-fi setup, you can expect to drop hundreds, even thousands of your hard-earned cash on a good sounding setup. Compare that to the cost of an average subscription service and it's easy to see why some people simply don't bother, or they just can't justify the expense. Ultimately, each music fan has to make a decision based on their budget and how important this hobby might be to their mental health. It's for this reason why some people might actually just limit their purchases to a few handful of releases that really mean something to them, or they may even just supplement with CDs. One thing's for certain though, owning a large collection certainly isn't cheap. Number 2 reason is that vinyl is very high maintenance. Unlike a playlist, playing and collecting records requires a lot more work. You have to look after your records, keep them clean, make sure the stylus is maintained well and replaced occasionally, and also ensure that your turntable is set up correctly. It's a lot of work, right? So inevitably, some people, this is just going to be too much for some people, and like water, they will choose the path of least resistance. My view, nothing in this world worth having is easy. Take joy in the struggle and reap its reward. Number 3 is that pressing quality can be hit and miss. Now, I actually think this is a fair criticism, as actually a lot of modern releases have been plagued with quality control issues. One of the worst ones I've encountered is the little bubbles, tiny little bubbles on the surface of the record, imperfections in that pressing that are audible as pops and clicks. Now, I really don't think these should be tolerated. To a degree, some element of variation of pressing quality is somewhat the nature of the beast and part of the quirk of the format, but things like this, outright flaws, you should definitely return that record and demand better. Off-center pressings are another bugbear and can be really frustrating. Things do seem to have got better with pressing quality over recent years, but I definitely get the frustration. Number 4 is surface noise and other playback quirks. For some, that inherent surface noise as part of the vinyl medium isn't part of the charm, they just find it plain annoying. Of course, none of us record collectors tolerate excessive surface noise from dirty or damaged vinyl, but for some listeners, even the format's inherent bass surface noise is enough to drive them mad. Others complain about format limitations, which can lead to issues like end-of-side distortion, which, if not handled well by a mastering engineer, can make some tracks close to the centre of the label nearly unlistenable. A good mastering engineer, however, will be aware of the format's limitations and should cut the record in a way that plays to the format's strengths. As for surface noise, John Peel's classic quote remains the one that we all refer back to. Somebody was trying to tell me that CDs are better than vinyl because they don't have any surface noise. I said, listen mate, life has surface noise. Number 5 on my list is storage and space issues. Record collections can take up a lot of space, and if you've ever had to move one, you know how difficult that can be. For people living in small living spaces and apartments, the storage issue alone could be enough to mean that they never consider buying a record. Storing of records can also sometimes cause domestic arguments. Now, I'm lucky enough to have this space here where I can store all my records away from the rest of the house, but there's no shortage of stories out there where people have had arguments with their spouse or perhaps been forced maybe to sell off some of their precious collection. It's an issue, they take up space, it's the way it is, but without them taking up so much space, we wouldn't have that big, beautiful artwork, that tangible beauty that nothing else other than vinyl can really deliver. When we went down to CDs, it was just so much smaller, and the tangibility just isn't the same. Some people don't even want to store CDs these days either. So which side are you on? For me, there's nothing quite like the vinyl format for owning the music that you love. And if you'd like to join that conversation as to why owning and buying records in the digital age is still worthwhile today, then check out my video here where you can see all my reasons for buying vinyl and share yours in the comments. As always, and if you're new to this channel, please do consider subscribing. I'd love to have you on board my vinyl journey with you guys. There's discount codes as always in the description, which can benefit you at no extra cost. I get a small commission, helps make this channel grow, and I appreciate your support. Until next time guys, I can't wait to see you in the next video. Keep spinning those records, keep enjoying the music. Cheers.